Yes. Basically, sir, like as a SQL Server database administrator, our job is maintenance. We are supporting people. Okay. So means what? If anything happen, if any issues are there, we have to handle those issues. Okay. So that is like that's remember our job is what? Regular job is database maintenance. That's why if any performance issues are there, if any connectivity related issues are there, any downtime related issues are there, we have to handle those issues. Just remember our job is maintenance. Just remember as a SQL Server DBA, our job is what? Maintenance. Okay, we are not developers, we are not testers, we are maintenance people. Okay, why? Because generally we know that yeah, every application has front end part and back end part. In the back end part, actual data is stored, right? Whenever we make some transaction through Flipkart or Amazon or Paytm or GPay, so the transaction details are stored permanently in the backend part, which is a collection of databases. Okay, so that is the reason. Remember, the data is stored permanently in the backend part, right? Which is a collection of databases. So that backend part we have to support as a DBA. Okay, yes. That's remember like our regular job is there, sir. Our regular job is here database and database server maintenance. Okay, means what? As part of this database and database server maintenance, regularly here we have to monitor the servers and troubleshoot the problems here. Thus, remember, monitoring and troubleshooting is our regular job. Why? Because tomorrow, once we enter in the organization, total setup is there. Okay, already SQL Server is installed, various features are there. So if any problems are there in the production environment, those problems we have to resolve, right? So that is the main purpose of a DBA. That's when we have various regular activities are there as a DBA, we'll see. But remember, monitoring and troubleshooting is our regular job. Okay, so basically remember like major activities are there here, installing and configuration. So basically remember this already we know, installations and configurations are not our regular activity. Why? Because we have seen already, once we enter in the organization, total setup is there with us, right? Already SQL Server is installed, log shipping is there, mirroring is there, all the features are there already. Right, that is the reason, sir. Like our job is we have to start what? Monitoring. We have to start the maintenance activities. Okay, in the same way, sir, like working with databases means what? We have to monitor how the database growth is there. Okay, if any database related issues are there, we have to handle. Right. The same way, like handling security. Okay, means what? We can grant the permissions, we can take back the permissions. Okay, the same way, scheduling backups. So backups are there here for security purpose. That's why we need to schedule the backups. All the backups are working fine or not, we have to take care. Performance tuning means what? If any performance is slow, means database performance is slow, query performance is slow, that performance related we have to handle. Okay, so in the same way, so like we need to configure and manage high availability disaster recovery features here. Means basically remember later we'll see high availability. Highly available means what? Always available. That is the reason here we need to configure some high availability features. See, by using these features, what we can do, we can maintain the standby servers. We can maintain standby servers or standby databases here. Okay, understood, right? Standby servers and standby databases we have to maintain. Okay, so that's why remember, like we have to understand here for configuring, like we have some configure features are there. We'll see later. Lock shipping, mirroring, always on, various features are there. By using that features, remember, we can maintain the standby servers. By using these features here, we can maintain the standby databases, standby servers. Why we need to maintain standby servers? Why? Because tomorrow something happened in the production server. Okay, so immediately we can make this standby server available to the users, right? Yes. So in the same way, like already we have seen, regularly we have to monitor all the maintenance activities. Maintenance plans are working fine or not. Okay, so in the same way, we have to troubleshoot the problems here. These are, see, like some other activities are there, later we'll see. That's why in the summary, we have to understand our job is monitoring and troubleshooting. Okay, our regular job is what? Monitoring and troubleshooting. Yes, that's why, remember, like that's why no need to have like programming knowledge is not required for us. Okay, only simple commands are there. We'll work with the commands. Right, right. So that's to say, like, what are the prerequisites are there to work as a DBA? Just we need some Windows knowledge is required for us, plus basic SQL knowledge is required for us. Basic SQL knowledge. So that's why that for basic SQL knowledge means what? How we are working with the commands. Okay, how we are working with the tables. What is primary key? What is foreign key? Some basic SQL knowledge is required for us. That basic SQL knowledge already have recorded the videos for basic SQL knowledge. Okay, those videos I will provide you. 4 to 5 hours classes are there. I will provide you here as part of our prerequisites. You can go through that one. No need to worry. Basic SQL knowledge is required for us, and basic Windows knowledge. Already we know, like in Windows, how to create the folders, granting permissions. These things, how to create the users, we know already. Actually, it is not our job, our Windows team job in real time. Just here for understanding some concepts like security, clustering. Generally, we need some basic Windows knowledge is required. This also I will provide you, like 3 to 4 hours recording. I will provide you recorded videos. You can go through, yeah, if you don't have basics knowledge. Okay, right. That is like, yeah, how we are, yeah, what are the major responsibilities are there, what we are doing as a DBA, and what are the basic prerequisites are there to work as a DBA. Right, right. Generally, say like, here see like as a SQL Server DBA, already we know SQL Server is what? One of a RDBMS product, right? Relational Database Management System from Microsoft. Okay, we'll see introduction to SQL Server. This here, SQL Server is a RDBMS product developed by Microsoft. Actually, first time it was released here in the year 1988, almost all here 30 years back. Okay, with the 1.0 version. And at the beginning, it was the product of Microsoft and Sybase. Actually, both these people started this project actually. Later, Microsoft, they got rights on SQL Server. Sybase, they have developed their own product, Sybase. Okay, right. And we have so many versions are there. 1.0, 2.0, so many versions are there. But currently our latest version is the 2019 version, which is a 15.0 versions here. Okay, so in the same way, previous version is a 2017, which is 14.0, 2016, like this, different versions are there, we have to understand. 2008 R2 release 2, 2008, 2005, various versions are there. But remember, that's why even like latest version is there 2019. In the organizations, remember, still we have to support the older versions also, we have to support. Okay, maybe some clients are using still 2014 version. Some clients are using 2016, some are using 17, like this year. That's why like only features difference is there, no need to worry. Okay, working environment, everything is same. Understood, right? Yes. Then remember, generally to connect and work with the SQL Server, one of the main important point is there, sir. From SQL Server 2017 onwards, we can install and configure SQL Server in any OS. Any OS. Okay, means what? We can install in Windows environment, Linux platform, any platform we can install here. Okay, SQL Server, yeah, SQL Server 2017 is what? Platform independent. 2017 onwards. Why? Because here most of the clients who are using Arkle, they have Linux platform, Unix platform. Those Arkle clients, they want to go with SQL Server also. Means what? 100% they are not coming from Arkle to SQL Server, but some some portion of their databases, some databases they wants to maintain in what? SQL Server, maintain with SQL Server, some databases. Okay, so that is the reason, remember, we have to understand here, like SQL Server, that's why Microsoft has come up with this different platform independent product from 2017 onwards, so that the Arkle people also can use what? SQL Server in the same Linux platform. Right. And in general, say like to connect and work with SQL Server, we are using one tool called SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Just check here. I will show you in the tomorrow's class installation. I will show you. Just here, if I type SSMS here, it is showing Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. Yeah. So right now we have version 18.9.1 something. We can download freely, we can install actually. Right. Now here it is asking to connect to which server. I am asking to connect to server 1. Yes, RV1. This is my laptop name, system name, / this is my server name. We can say server name or instance name or database engine. All these are same. Okay. Whenever we are saying server name or instance name or database server or database engine, everything is same. Okay. Connect. We'll see in security other concepts. We'll see authentication modes, everything. Check here, connected successfully 15.0 version. Already we have seen 2019 version. We can check here by using simple commands. Here, see one of a major advantage of SQL servers here. Directly we can work with graphically here. If want to create the databases, if want to create the logins, graphically we can work directly. As well as remember, we can work with the commands also. If I right click on this server name, new query, see here, by taking new query, we can work with the commands also. Both the options are there with us. Check here, select @ version. So I want to check right now I am working with which version. See here, always remember after typing the command, select the command and execute. See here, now it is saying SQL Server 2019. Right? Yes. So like this, we have to remember. See, like simple commands, 1-2 lines of commands, we have to remember. If lengthy commands are there, huge commands are there, then what we can do, we can save those commands in a file, separate file. Just whenever you want to open the command, paste here, execute. Okay, no need to by heart 20 lines command, 30 lines command. Okay, right. The same way, select @ server name. Same thing already have said, select the command, execute. F5 is a shortcut, is it? Check here, this is my server name. Actually, sir, this FRR info is my system name, laptop name, slash SRB1 is my server name. Okay, instance name means what? Whenever we are installing SQL Server, it will ask to mention some server name. At that time, I have mentioned these names here, SRV1, for example. Okay, so I will show you again installation, everything I will show you from scratch. Second point, remember all the features I will show you practically. Log shipping, mirroring, always on, performance tuning, replication, clustering, all the features we'll see practically. Okay, no need to worry. Yes, yes. That's like how we can work with SQL Server. Check here, like after connecting, if you see here, uh, here, like after connecting, this is my server name, some green icon is there here. It's meaning that it is a local server. But if you, let's say I will connect to one of my remote server. This server is there here somewhere in the network. You can see here, see question mark, it is showing here. Question mark means it's meaning that it is a remote server. It is not there in my laptop. Understood, right? Yes. So like that we can differentiate actually whether we have connected to local server or remote server, right? Already we have seen this is actually one of our clients server actually. Already as last time also we have discussed this one of our small companies, FRR IT services. So with this company, yeah, we are supporting various clients actually, Africa, Canada, and some US clients. So in Africa, we have one client is there, Ministry of Education. Yeah, that client, yeah, servers we are supporting. Last time I have shown you already. This is one of our client, Ministry of Education and Higher Education. Till now, we have developed like 2 projects we have developed for this client. For third project, I'm traveling next month 15 again. So I will continue our classes. There is no need to worry from online. Yeah, last December also I was there at client location. This is me. So I was showing the project to one of a central minister, federal minister of education. This is the state minister. So we have servers, everything is there at the client location. So yeah, so this is like yeah. So just what we have to understand here, like yeah, one more project we are getting now, third project. So backend, remember we are using SQL Server. We are using backend. Backend we are using what? SQL Server. 2017 we are using. Why? Because we developed the project for them in 2018, year 2018. That's why at that time latest version was the 2017. Okay, yes. So that is like yeah, I will show you like how we are connecting to the remote servers, everything. No need to worry. Yes. That is like how we are connecting and working through SSMS here. One of a tool is a SSMS. Right. The same way, like generally here, like in SQL Server, we have SQL Server supports here two types of working environments. Two types of working environments. One is a standalone environment is there where we can maintain single production server, one or more standby servers here. This is basically for small scale applications. Small scale applications. Second one is cluster environment is it. Cluster is nothing but remember group of servers. Group of servers which are connected to each other, which are working as a single server in the network. Why? Because remember 24/7 applications are there, banking applications are there, like e-commerce applications are there. We can't maintain single production server, right? Why? Because that single production server process how many queries at a time, right? So that's why remember like that's why it is not possible. Okay, so that is the reason remember compulsory we have to maintain a group of servers. So just remember that group of servers we are calling it as what? Cluster. Just for understanding, we have to understand cluster is like our customer care department where 10 people are sitting. Whenever we are calling, someone will pick the call, right? Same thing here. See, in cluster, what we can do, we can maintain a group of servers we can maintain. Okay, so that's why performance will be very high. Even one server is down, no problem. Other servers will start working. Okay, users can continue their work. That is like what is the meaning of cluster. We'll see later. For medium and large scale applications, remember, compulsory we need what? We have to maintain the cluster environment. Compulsory we have to go with what? Cluster environment. Okay, right, right. So previously, say like one of our client was there, CIPC. CIPC is here, one of a bank in Canada, actually. So very big client, TCS client it is actually in the year 2011 or 12. Okay, almost all 10 years back. So backend, remember, they are using SQL Server. Okay, backend they are using SQL Server 2014. Now at that time they are using 2008 R2. SQL Server 2008 R2. So check here for this client. See, so many users will work right parallelly. That's why we can't maintain single production server. Compulsory, we have to maintain a group of servers. Compulsory, we have to maintain a group of servers here. Okay, so that group of servers we are calling it as what? Cluster environment. That is the reason whenever we are trying to install SQL Server, we have options are there. Whether you want to go with standalone environment or cluster environment, we can select. Already in my laptop, I have built the cluster environment also. Yeah, I will show you. Check here once after connecting to the server. See here right now we are working with cluster or standalone environment. We can check here by taking server properties. See here is clustered false it is saying, means it is a standalone environment. Okay, is clustered false it is saying. Right. The same way, by using some simple command also we can check. Observe here, select server property is clustered. False it is saying. Zero means what? False. It is a standalone environment. So in my server, I have installed cluster also. I will show you how to configure cluster everything in detail. No need to worry. Already have said all the features we'll see practically. Okay, so tomorrow I'm not saying that we don't have setup. Just see this video. It will not be there. All the features I will show you practically. No need to worry also. If any confusion is there, go through the recordings once again. I will provide you my WhatsApp number. You can call me if any doubts are there. We can discuss. No need to worry. Okay, right. So here in my server, I have configured the clusters here through VMware. I will show you. Cluster is nothing but already we have seen group of servers. Here I have taken two servers. I have taken. We need Active Directory. Something is required. Later we'll see. Now we can't understand. So now check here. I am connecting to server 1. Okay. Okay. So here see like okay. So I will connect to one of my SQL server. So same setup how you can also create in your laptop. I will show you the same setup, means how to configure cluster in our laptops. Okay, now check here. Let's say after that I'm connecting to one of my server, SBI loans, for example. Okay, connected successfully. Check here, right click properties, is clustered true. This saying here means what? It is a cluster environment, not standalone environment. Means what? Whenever we are submitting some query, those queries are processed. Sorry, server property. So check here, same command I'm running is clustered. See here, true it is saying, one it is saying. Okay, like this here, like I will show you both the standalone environment will work with initially. Later we'll see cluster environment. Okay, both I will show you practically. No need to worry. Okay, right. That is how we can check here whether we are working with standalone environment or cluster environment. Then next one say like SQL Server supports here like similar to other RDBMS products, right? SQL Server is what one of your RDBMS products. Same thing, similar to other RDBMS products. SQL Server supports here SQL and TSQL. Here, SQL Server supports SQL structured query language. Okay, so where we have commands are there like select, update, delete, some commands are there, as well as SQL Server supports here T-SQL also, transact structured query language. Okay, T-SQL. Basically, remember this T-SQL is used to write the programs. Once again, don't worry, we are not writing the programs. Our developers team will write the programs like stored procedures, functions, triggers, various programs here. The developers team is writing, we are not writing. Why? Because remember, in today's database, for example, this is my database. So there is no database icon here. Just I'm using some. Okay. So this is my database. In general, remember, database consists of what data. 90% data is there in the database, plus 10% programs are also maintained here in the database. Data plus programs. Okay, so that's why, like, to work with the data, we have which command? SQL commands here, right? To work with the data, remember, the SQL commands are there. By using this, we can work with the data. To develop the programs, we have T-SQL, transact structured query language. That's why as a DBA, we should have this SQL basics knowledge is required for us. Okay, no need of T-SQL knowledge. If you have added advantage actually, but SQL basics knowledge is required for us. Already have said I will provide you the recordings freely, 3 to 4 hours recordings where you can go through these SQL basic commands. Okay, right. So then see, like SQL Server supports here like various high availability features we have discussed, right? Various high availability features. Purpose of high availability features is what? To maintain the standby servers, standby databases. Why standby? Why? Because to minimize the downtime, to avoid the data loss scenarios, to avoid the business loss to our client, compulsory we have to maintain what? Standby databases, standby servers. Compulsory. Okay, right. So that's remember, like to maintain the standby servers, standby databases, remember, we are going with these features, high availability features. Means what? Just remember, like here one production server is there. In that one database is there. Same copy of database we are maintaining in another server. This server is there in Chennai. This server is there in Mumbai, for example. Same copy of database we are maintaining. Why? Because tomorrow, if this production database crash or server crash, no problem. Immediately we can make this database as production server database. Immediately users can continue their work here, right? That's why. So means what? As it is copy. Previously, this was the production server, right? Means what? Whatever the changes are made in this database, as it is copy, we are maintaining in what? Standby server. Same copy of database we are maintaining in standby server. Same copy. Okay. So that means what? As it is copy, we are maintaining. We have to understand. Okay. Yeah. So understood, right? Why we are maintaining as it is copy? Why? Because tomorrow, if this server is down due to any reason, so immediately applications can continue their work. And see, to maintain as it is copy of database in different server. Generally, it's here in case of India, most of the production servers are there in Chennai. Standby servers are there in Mumbai, in India. Okay. So means what? Even something happened here in Chennai, some disaster happened, total data center collapse, no problem. Immediately we can make these servers available to the users. That's remember, to maintain as it is copy of database, we are using what? High availability features. Okay, so that's remember here SQL Server supports some high availability features here. Transaction log shipping, database mirroring, always on, replication, various high availability features are there. Yeah, as part of what? SQL Server. Yeah, we have to understand here most of the times yeah, these high availability features. Okay, so high availability features are compulsory here. We have to handle these high availability features. We have to handle this high availability features here as a DBA. Means what? Once we enter in the organization, so yeah, everything already we have seen all these features are there already. We have to monitor, we have to check all the features are working fine or not. Okay, right. So that is we'll see some major differences between these features. We'll see later. We'll conclude the session. Just remember, all these features purpose is same. All these three features purpose is same, to maintain as it is copy of database, but log shipping is one of a old concept. That's why today, remember, we are preferring this always on. Check your name itself is saying always on means what? What is on? Database is on. Okay, either in server 1 or server 2, database is on. Okay, that is see what is the meaning of what? Always on. Okay, right. So just what is what we'll see later, we'll see in detail practically. Okay, check it. SQL Server supports some high availability features we have seen. One is like high availability features are there for what purpose? To maintain standby servers. Okay, to avoid business loss, yeah, to the client, we are using these features. First one's here, log shipping is there, or transaction log shipping. Logs are nothing but, remember, changes. Okay, shipping means transferring. Logs are basically what? Changes. Shipping means transferring. That's remember uh, means whatever the changes are made in primary database, production database, same changes are applied automatically with the standby database as it is copy. But here see, log shipping is one of the old concept. We have so many limitations are there here. One is here, no immediate sync. Okay, means what? If changes are made in primary server, immediately they are not applied to secondary. Immediately they are not applied with secondary, time taking process. Okay, it takes time. Okay, by default time is there 30 minutes. 30 minutes. In the same way, second major problem is a no automatic failover. What it's meaning? Tomorrow, if the primary database crash, production database crash, automatically secondary will not become primary. Okay, automatically secondary will not become primary. Immediately we have to work as a DBA. Manually we have to make it online. Okay, right. So that's remember, no immediate sync. Immediately changes are not applied to standby, and there is no automatic failure. That's why to avoid this problem, we have DB mirroring here, database mirroring from 2005 onwards here. In case of mirroring here, immediate sync is there. Means what? If any changes are made in primary or principal database, immediately they are applied to mirror or standby database. Immediate. Name itself is saying mirroring, right? If we stay in front of mirror, we can see immediately our image, not after 5 minutes, not after 10 minutes, right? Same thing here also, mirroring is it, as well as we have automatic failover is this here. Means what? Tomorrow if principal database crash, primary database crash, immediately secondary will become primary. automatically is here. As a DBA, no need to work. Automatically secondary becomes what? Primary. Users will continue their work. Once again, say like this mirroring is a one-to-one feature. Means what? One primary database can have maximum one standby only. That's why to overcome again some problems or some limitations of mirroring, Microsoft has come up with always on. From SQL Server 2012 onwards here, Microsoft has introduced always on. Just remember it is similar to database mirroring only with extra features, additional features. These are like three high availability features are there here to maintain as it is copy of database. That's why in the summary we have to understand here our regular job is maintenance. Okay, we are in the support team, right? Database and database server maintenance is our job. First point we have to understand. Okay, that's why remember we have to go through in detail. Compulsory in-depth knowledge is required for us. You can't go what is what. So compulsory in-depth knowledge is required for us. Okay, otherwise yeah, it is difficult to work in the organization. Right, that's why. So I will go through in detail, no need to worry. So step by step we'll go. I will not jump here to here, here to there. So you can see like already my blog is here, azure-sql.blogspot.com. So most of the scripts I have written here. The same scripts we'll practice in our course, as well as I will provide you extra scripts also as part of our course. As well as we can go to my YouTube channel also. You can subscribe my channel also. So you can see already some. You can subscribe here. Already some sample videos are there. Yeah, clustering, performance tuning, then replication. Some sample videos are there. You can see up to what extent I am discussing. So yeah, but no need to worry. We'll go through in detail. Okay, right, right. So in the same way, like I will write articles here to different websites also, code project. But due to busy schedule, so recently, it's here like 2013, almost all 8 years back, I've written this article, how to configure SQL database mail in SQL Server. Why? Because remember something happened in SQL Server, automatically we'll get email notifications. See here, generally we know as a user, end user, I will open some website, I will make some transaction. Whenever we make some transaction, immediately request is submitted to web server or application server. This web server or application server will submit the request to what? SQL Server in the background. Just remember this server, we are calling it as a production server. This is our production server, and our production server works with the data present in the database. This is our database, like sales database, HR database, students database, any database. It works with the data present in the database by using which commands? SQL commands. Let's see how the transaction flow is happening. Right. Already we know by using some features like log shipping, mirroring, always on, we can maintain as it is copy of database. We can maintain same copy of database. Why? Because tomorrow if something happened, this production server crash or database crash or network issue is there, immediately our applications will continue their work with which server? Standby servers. Right. So that's why remember compulsory we have to maintain what? Standby servers. Right. So that's why remember this total setup is there in data center somewhere at client location. Okay. So here see our DBA team is sitting here in Chennai office or Hyderabad office or Mumbai office. we are supporting these clients here. Already have said this client, these servers are there in somewhere in the network in Nairobi, for example, in Kenya, for example. So we are sitting here in Mumbai office, Hyderabad office. We are supporting this client. Okay, means DBA team is there here. Whenever something happen in primary server, standby server, backup server, monitor server, anything happen, remember, automatically will get the email notification. That's why if single DBA is there, directly, yeah, we'll get the notification to our email ID. If team is there, 3 members team is there, 10 members team is there, in that case, remember, we are using some ticketing tools we are using here. Ticketing tools we are using. So in the ticketing tool, we can check the email notification. So many ticketing tools are there in the market. Like currently, most of the companies are using shared service now, one of a ticketing tool. Like different Jira, different ticketing tools are available here. IT service management tools. Okay, so by using this tool regularly, we have to enter into this tool. We can see here all the tickets are displayed. Tickets are nothing but, remember, it may be some request or it may be some issue. Okay, so why? Because as a DBA, remember, 80-85% tasks will schedule. Okay, no need to wake up exactly morning 3 o'clock. No need to take backup, right? Already we have scheduled. On schedule basis, they are working. Everything is working on schedule basis. Okay, yes. So that is that is the reason we have to understand here. Important point is that. So our job is what? Maintenance. Okay. Yeah, as part of maintenance, remember, we have to take care of these total servers. We have to take care in the backend. Right, right. So let's see, we'll conclude the session. As part of today's class, important points are there. We have seen that our job is maintenance. So just remember, we have to take care, our regular activities are there, monitoring and troubleshooting. No downtime should be there. Always database should be available. Server should be available. For that purpose, we are using high availability features like log shipping, mirroring, always on, clustering. Then security problem should not be there. No data loss. No data loss. To avoid data loss, what we'll do? We'll schedule the backups. Already we have seen performance issues we have to handle, connectivity issues we have to handle if any applications are unable to connect with our server, installing and configuring. Once again, remember, installing and configuring is not regular job, right? Once we enter in the organization, total setup is there with us. Okay, total setup is there with us. That's why, remember, it is not our regular job. We have to understand installation and configurations. Right. So patching SQL Server, patching is one of a regular job. Patching is nothing but, remember, applying the updates. Like same thing in Android, iOS will apply the patches, right? Or updates will apply, right? To clear the bugs, to get additional features. Same thing here also. We have patching concept is that we'll discuss later in detail. Monitoring error logs. Here's a very, very important point. Anything happen in SQL Server will write the information, very clear error message into these SQL Server logs here. In this current log, we can see if any errors are there. Here see error 18456, login failed. Like this here, very clear message SQL Server will write what? Very clear message in the SQL Server logs. We have to check that message. We have to start troubleshooting. Let's remember, for troubleshooting, first step is what? We have to check the error logs. We have to see what is the exact reason why the problem is there. Depends on that, we have to plan for troubleshooting, right? So that is like checking error logs is what one of our regular job as a DBA. Then all the schedules are working or not. Generally here for scheduling, remember we are using jobs and maintenance plans here. Jobs and maintenance plans will use for scheduling purpose. So all those scheduled activities are working or not, we have to check. These are some of the major responsibilities are there here as a DBA. Right, let's we'll conclude the session. We'll continue again tomorrow. As part of today's session, just we have to see the summary. First one we have seen SQL Server is a RDBMS product developed by Microsoft. And we have seen SQL Server supports two types of working environments. Two types of working environments. One is like a standalone environment we have seen, which is for small scale applications. Second one is a cluster environment. The same way, SQL Server supports like high availability features. For what purpose? To avoid the downtime, to avoid the data loss scenario, like log shipping is a database mirroring, always on replication, clustering, various high availability features. In the same way, we have seen to connect and work with SQL Server, we are using which tool? SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, these are the and we have summaries already as a DBA. Our regular job is what? Monitoring and troubleshooting. That's why if any issues are there, we have to handle. These are the points we have to remember here as part of today's class summary. So some other points we have seen, you can forget those points later, we'll see again. Okay, right. So right then, thank you very much for joining the class. We'll continue again. Okay, right.